Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys Formula, America's Medicare Associates, and Retirement Tax Partners with Dylan Baker and Dave Ross. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. How you reach out, set up a time to speak with the guys. You can also go to the website. That's arhq.com. Like others his age, billionaire Bill Gates didn't have smartphones and social media when he was growing up. He did play outside a lot with friends, and he loved to explore. He also spent a lot of time in his room alone, reading and thinking. Gates said that these habits help contribute to the success that he had later on in life. If somebody is nearing retirement, guys, in that retirement red zone, 10 years or less, what are some financial habits they can adopt now to help them be more successful when they retire later on?
I am serving as an advisor to my daughter and two of her classmates, and they have taken on a financial literacy campaign. And the bottom line is their goal is to get more kids, students, early in life to start thinking about the financial decisions that they're going to have to make in the areas of spending, saving, and investment. And you know what? If you think about it, a lot of kids, their parents handle all of that for them, and then they finish school, and then all of a sudden they have to make all of these decisions once they get their first big boy or big girl job. So when you talk about starting early and being consistent, that's a very big deal because you cannot start early enough. And the earlier you start, the less money you have to commit to it. You know, how much should a person be contributing to long-term saving and investment accounts when they first start working, especially if they have student loans or they have other debts that they have to pay off? So starting early and being consistent, that is a big deal. Having clear goals, well, you got to have goals. You need to be thinking about what are you trying to accomplish financially as a young person. I'm sure it means buying a house, buying cars, taking on some debt. Well, how are you going to manage that debt? If they follow Dave Ramsey, you should never buy a car that you can't pay cash for. But for many people, that's just not a possibility. So these habits of how to save, how to spend, how to invest, these are very important characteristics that every person's going to have to deal with, regardless of age. Young people getting started, and then people who are getting close to retirement. Should you try to retire debt-free? Should you try to retire with a comprehensive plan in place to cover for any potential pitfall that could be thrown your way? And that's what we do with the Retirement Team Action Plan. We take a look at all of those things. We take a look at putting the independent income system in effect for you to help you cover all of the needs that you're going to have throughout retirement and give you a really good understanding of what you can count on once you're retired. So these financial habits are very, very important, and the earlier you can develop them, the better off you're going to be.
So you got number one, catch-up contributions, start early, be consistent, maximize those employer benefits. Number two, fund Roth IRAs. Number two is have those clear goals for what retirement looks like. If you're 10 years or less from retirement time, the third thing that I would say is stay away from debt. I mean, it's again what Dave Ramsey talks about in a lot of his principles of being younger in life. And I think those are fantastic principles for somebody young, but they're great principles for those people that are close to within 10 years or less of retirement time. If I think of the hundreds of families that we help here, one thing that I can say that's a consistent theme about those people that I'm like, I wonder where they're at this month or what are they doing and they're out enjoying life, is they are a group of people that usually are debt-free. Number four is the plan for an emergency. You know, we hear this debate all the time about what's called the, say, 4% rule, or, what dollar amount can I take from retirement time? People will take a withdrawal from retirement time and think, okay, my money should last forever. I ran a plan on that, but then all of a sudden, their kids are going through a divorce. Their child lost a job, and they need, some money to make their payments. there's going to be some type of emergency that comes up in life. You have a spouse that was forced to retire due to health care earlier than what you expected on. If you're within 10 years of retirement time, you want to plan for an emergency. Younger in life, I think good advice is to have about 6 months worth of income. Later in life, what I like to see is I like to see people have 2 to 3 years worth of income needs built up into non-market type of an investment. That way they can help them plan for any type of an emergency, whether it's a major market downturn, whether it's helping out a family member, a loved one. And number 5 is understanding how to navigate the healthcare world. The decisions that you make about healthcare are going to not only impact the type of coverage that you get, it's going to impact what your overall cost is. Number 6 is create and update your estate plans. If you don't have an estate plan in place, the state and the county does. And I tell you what, I don't think you want the government figuring out what to do with your estate plans. Document what your wishes are. Get together with an estate planning attorney. Get those, wishes put in writing. Or if the kids were little when you had these plans put in place, maybe they were just minors and you had things that you had wishes on back then. Now may be the time to update that estate plan. And number 7 is to monitor the plan. Here we are heading into the new year. If it's been longer than a year that you looked at your investments, that's a good financial habit to get into, is once a year or every 6 months, have an opportunity to sit down with your advisor, develop the overall plan. These financial habits can be good to adapt as you get later in life. And again, teaching these habits to our children is also a big part of what we've done both in our family's life. And, hopefully we can instill that good stewardship of money with you when we get together and talk.
All it takes, if you're within that 10-year window towards retirement, or it's never really too early to get serious about your retirement planning, but reaching out and start developing a plan, have that conversation with the team at America's Retirement Headquarters, find out how to go about taking these proper steps. 419-794-3030 is the first step, reaching out and setting up a time to speak with them. 419-794-3030. You can always go online to the website as well. That's arhq.com. Want to thank you so much for joining us, as always, here on America's Retirement Headquarters. It is the home of the Retirement Guys Formula, America's Medicare Associates, and Retirement Tax Partners. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Hope you, they look forward to talking to you. Gentlemen, appreciate you taking the time. And as we wrap up here, want to leave you with the final word.
Well, we're kicking off a lot of great events coming up. If you go to the website, arhq.com, click on the events tab. We've got a couple of Medicare events here locally. We've got one of our most popular events, the Economic Summit, that's going to be coming up, talking about how to navigate the volatility, prepare for new legislation for 2025. Lots of great things on the website, arhq.com. And for those of you that are listening and you are looking to get your taxes done, if you're close to or in retirement time, give us a call. Ask us about our promotion where you could get 50% off of what you paid last year to have your federal, state, and local taxes prepared by Retirement Tax Partners. So final thing is just remember, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters.